What's good, y'all? It's your girl. I go by Ebony Rose, and as somebody who's been seeing this whole India Arie and Young Miami situation happening in regards to the song Spend That, as a girl from Miami, from the 305, I just wanted to chime in on my 2 cents and my take on the song and what I feel like people should take from it. So you gotta understand, Miami is like its own culture. It has in my opinion, a vibe that you're not gonna find nowhere else. Not just in the States. You ain't gonna find no place like Miami in the States, first of all, period, let alone the world. The culture here in Miami is quite dynamic. You gotta understand, we got the African Americans, we got, my peoples, the Zoes, the Haitians, we got Bahamians over here, we got the Dominicans, we got, if we flooded down here with Cubans, you feel me? So it has that very Caribbean island hot girl type of flow. Like the whole down south is just some that we that comes natural. Now, I'm a big fan of India Arie's work and what she has produced over the years. I love Brown Skin Girl. I love I Am Not My Hair. There are so many India Arie tracks that are just absolutely beautiful. It just puts me in a great mood. It makes me feel something in myself. With that being said, I have to point out that there are many different spectrums in this whole life, in this whole living. And when it comes to music, people are going to sing about, depending on who the artist is, they're going to be singing about whatever is influencing them at the time, what has placed an influence on them at the time, what phase they are at in their life, what their mind is on at the moment. Music is, and I feel like this quote is coming from Nicki Minaj, if I remember correctly, but I remember she said something along the lines of music being like a picture, something that you capture in time. Miami was very big on the scamming. I'm just coming from work, by the way. That's why I look a hot mess. I really wanted to be real. I won't even have the shades on, my nigga. I don't have no shades on, nothing. So I just wanted to come on here, be very transparent, speak my mind. No shade to either India Arie or Young Miami. I just want an understanding to be said for those on the outside looking in regards to this song. First of all, I work a regular 9 to 5. Child, I ain't even out of survival mode yet. So, like, when I hear a song like that, for me, I'm really going by the intent of the song. And the song, if you listen to it and you hear the intent behind it, it's really about you not settling for less. It's about not taking crumbs and just pretty much knowing your worth and knowing your value. Did it come in that angle where we talking about scammers, boosters, and all that stuff, where the song is speaking on that? Yes, but at the same time, do scammers and boosters and all of that, do they exist? Yes, as well. So this is like, y'all know how in spirituality they have like this whole toxic love and light thing that I just can't stand, because everything is not love and light. Like, at times you just be wanting the motherfucker to be real, but the only thing they can muster out their mouth is love and light, and you know goddamn well everything ain't love and light. This is the beauty of hip-hop, of music, period, because it's just not more so hip-hop. This is all types of music, especially if you go and listen to rock or some shit like that. But hip-hop is the one that tends to pretty much get a bad rap. Now, there are some things that I feel like, you know, shouldn't be put out, or could be a little bit more they could cool it down a little bit when it comes to the certain topics that they speak about. Absolutely. You got wanksters coming on the scene talking about stuff that they ain't never did, and then you got some real... Alright, I'm back, y'all. I had to make some room on my phone because I was out of space or whatever. But as I was saying, artists are gonna sing about things that are just pretty much in their genetic makeup. You know what I'm saying? And that has a lot to do with how they were brought up, a lot of influences that are coming based off the environment and things of that nature. And that's why you cannot solidly give the entertainment business a hand at raising your children. You just can't. There's nothing doing that. And you got to keep in mind, movies, there are movies that are always highlighting the villain. You know what you gonna do? You gonna boycott and set out movies? You know, these are things that has happened. These villains, I'm gonna say that Mel Miami's a villain. I'm talking about like movies and stuff like that. Movies that have like real villains and stuff like that. Villains are making just as much history as the hero. Nonetheless, the common factor that you need to kind of base is that the fact that you're human. And that's why I say the intent behind what is being said is much more important. It plays much more of an important role than the little things such as the scammers or the boosters, because scammers exist, boosters exist just as much as murderers exist, and people that's going to jail for robbing the bank or whatever it is exists as well. However, the message from all of that, whether it was a bitch selling pussy or a woman that's about to take on a role where she, I don't know, where she about to go speak for Congress or something, you know, some blue collar type shit. Or even a female like me who just came working a 9-to-5 job, a job that I am in because of survival mode. I would not pick this job to be in. It's not like it's my dream. I'm grateful for it, yes, yada yada, but this is not my dream job. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these women that are in these places in which they are at, whether it's stripping, whether it's boosting, these are survival tactics. You know what I'm saying? They might be coming with a little bit more dollars than I am, you feel me? Because it's quick and fast, but nonetheless, we are all in the same dynamic, because if we're not in position to where we have options, to where we don't have to settle for a certain type of lifestyle in order to maintain or to even attempt to try to thrive, then we basically still a slave to the system. Whether you somebody that work a regular survival type job like me, you know what I'm saying, or you somebody that work the nightlife, or you somebody that is behind a laptop trying to make some shit shake with bread, you know, for bread to be coming in. At the end of the day, keep in mind what Young Jeezy said. You gotta get it how you live. I ain't gonna lie, I wish I did have some fast bread that touch my palms right now. That way I can make some shit happen. But I gotta go the long way with it because of my situation. However, because I have such an open mind and I'm not so stuck on the surface level, I'm a naturally deep person. A song like that coming from Young Miami and me being from Miami as well, we come where people, we crack jokes over here. We ranking on people. We trying people every day. You feel me? We don't really get thrown off by shit like that. Even motherfuckers like us that don't got the stacks of bread coming in, we don't get thrown off by stuff like that, because at the end of the day, we are at the same time intentful people, and a lot of us are secure in ourselves. Motherfuckers in Miami, in generally speaking, we are some secure ass motherfuckers. Whether it's talking about the city we're from, I mean, let a Miamian tell you where they from. They're not even gonna tell you they from Florida. They're gonna tell you they from Miami, as if Miami is the state of Florida. Like, people really think Miami is the state of Florida. So I really hope I'm getting a point across, but what I'm trying to say is that a hero story is not always going to be told. It's not always going to be what is felt. You're going to hear the villain story as well. And whether, it doesn't matter who's telling the story, whether it's the hero or the villain, and this is based off of your perception, whatever it is that you view, because again, I'm not trying to pinpoint none of the women against each other, calling this one this or that one that. It's all on your point of view, honestly, because I'm from a place where I'm from, getting it on a slow type of grind. But if I was in that atmosphere where, you know, I was a night ballerina, I will feel that much more because I am in that lifestyle. You feel what I'm saying? Like, how can I put this? These songs, when they come out, sometimes you don't, because again, I have an open mind, I can understand it, but somebody who's in that atmosphere, because they have to be in that atmosphere. Let's say you got a stripper girl who's paying for her college, and that's the only way she know how. Maybe she just got her green card and she can't really get it, or she got a worker's permit or some shit, and she can't really get a job like that that's cashing her out checks. You feel me? That's giving her checks. Or she's going through a situation that she may be getting deported soon. She may be having to be on that pole, making it do what it do, and she may be bringing in bank. At the end of the day, she's still surviving. We're all on that same type of time. That booster girl that's boosting, you don't know their reason. Where at the end of the day, if you found a man selling some good ass gourmet food, on the outside you might look at that and say that's wrong. But them kids that he have at home that's probably skin and bones, that's starving to death, when pops come in the crib with that gourmet plate, he's the hero. No matter if he's looked at as the villain or not. So basically the story is to see the point in what is being brought to you. And if you can't see the point in what is being brought to you, you also have the freedom to not listen to it, because not everybody's on the same program. Not everybody's on one program. You got all different type of timelines here, and you got people living in many different ways, and that's part of what makes us beautiful as a people, is that we all learn from one another. But on that note, I don't know if I'm like really doing justice and really trying to explain myself when it comes to this song, but I feel like the whole point of the song was being missed. Now, if you're that type of female, you got females that's funding their lifestyles off of getting money from niggas, and you got females that's just in the grind, getting it by themselves and doing the shit themselves, and you got females that's doing them both. Whatever you choose to do, that's you. You got to think about, who are you? When the lights are not on you, when the music stops playing, who is it that you are? You feel me? Like, it's like if I get in my feelings because Lord knows I need some change. But we working on that, okay? My whole journey is about me working on that. But what I look like being in my feelings or some shit because a song comes out and it's talking about how the next motherfucker is broke or some shit. At the end of the day, this stuff is entertainment, and you got people that's really living their real life. If you gonna allow your mood to be changed or your self-worth to be dictated by a song, then you gotta reevaluate your whole relationship with God. Really, that's what it comes down to. Because the world is gonna be worlding. You got all types of stimuli out here in this world. We in, 2026. Women is about having a voice. Women these days in this era is about having a voice, and a lot of them have a lot of stuff that is buried in, a lot of dark stuff. So you might not always get the love and light that you're looking for, whether it's in spirituality or music. You might not get that. But at the end of the day, everything is here to teach you something about yourself. Just take everything as information. No need to attach yourself to it. Here, down at the bottom, we don't attach ourselves to shit like that. And that's not what gives us our value neither. That's why the culture in Miami is so beautiful. So on that note, I would like to conclude with, how do you value yourself? You don't have to be a copy and paste like everybody else. Just because everybody else is doing it, you could be the enigma. I'm in Miami, and I'm one of those people that tends to be complimented as a beautiful girl. However, I don't display that everyday beauty that the more so stapled Miami girl would probably display. Hopefully I'm making sense. But it's not every day you're gonna see me with the lashes or the long laces to the back. Granted, my situation, you might just say, oh bitch, you can't do that right now. Look, you got your own thing going on. But even that is teaching me, and my situation is helping me find myself, and it's helping me curate myself in an authentic way. So you have to find that authenticity within you and stop placing the responsibility on people to do it for you, whether it's the movies, the Hollywood, whether it's these celebrity stars that people like to talk about and speak on their relationship and how this nigga here got this downgraded this female and how she shouldn't be with him. Like, live your life. Why do you feel like you need to be the judge of how other people is living? People's gonna talk about what they want to talk about, rap about what they want to rap about, and these things are here. Energy doesn't die, so it's no taking it away. It's gonna live one way or another, but it's up to you to have your foot planted, like being 10 toes down, like how Nipsey say, on who it is that you are. You need to know who you are. You need to know what your value is. That way, when a song like Spend That comes on, or whatever it is, you're not so triggered. You're not so bothered. But anyway, again, much love to both females, to both women. These are influential women in our culture in their own way. And whether we agree with them or not, you know, it's really all love, because at the end of the day, both women are they're out here doing what it is that they love, and we're just here on the receiving end, you know. So keep in mind, you can enact your freedom. You don't have to keep yourself open to everything. There's a lot of music that I don't listen to. You know, one of the rappers that I used to listen to heavy, like real heavy, was Young Dolph. Young Dolph is no longer with us, but now I kind of more so lean on Key Glock, you know. But it's not really too many that I like, that I'm like listening to on a daily, like that, you know. Apart from the Cardi B's or the I really want to get on Dolce. I haven't really been on. You know what? Let me keep it real. I really be listening to reggae. Okay, I be listening to reggae, like that Bob Marley type vibe, and compa music, which is like music that is derived from Haiti. Classical music, shit like that. It's only a few rappers that I listen to, or you know, I'm listening to some old school R&B, even new school R&B. I love listening to Chris Brown. So, you know, that's me. But this video, y'all can hardly see me, so I'm not even gonna continue. But this is my take. And yeah. Find your own identity. Stop putting the responsibility on the culture, whatever you deem the culture to be, whether it's these stars or politics or whatever, because ain't nobody gonna save us from ourselves. Only we can do that. On that note, my roses, bloom. Bloom, roses, bloom.